This is gonna be a pretty quick video showing how to get the P-pump in. I'm gonna walk you through the process. It's not an entire tutorial, but I will show you step by step what to do. It's just gonna be really fast. I already have videos on my channel showing how to take it off and then put it back on. This is the second time I've had to take it on and off. So if you want a better in-depth tutorial, go ahead and watch those. Like I said, it's all on my channel. They're all in playlists. Yeah guys, here we go. Let's get right into it. The first thing I'm gonna do is actually gonna be installing the pump. I actually had to sit on my battery and put my feet down here in the actual engine bay, just around there. I had to finagle the pump in and out to get it back in. And the pump isn't gonna go in all the way because it's gonna be hitting on this gear. So you may need to put the pump in, get bolts started, and then just tighten that gear little bit by little bit, cinching those down, and then you'll get the final torque at the end. That's what I had to do. Okay, now let's get into it. I put a little brake cleaner on the rag, so before I put the pump in, I'm gonna clean out the inside of this gear. The only way that the gear is held onto the pump is by friction. So if this isn't clean and there's just a little bit of oil in here, it could jump timing because the gear's gonna be turning, but the pump isn't gonna turn. So you're gonna jump timing that way. I already cleaned off the male end of the pump, so let's go ahead and throw it in. I got the pump in and lined up. It's not bolted in yet. Those two nuts are just on there hand tight. The actual pump nut is on there hand tight. And I figured I'd just show you this since this is gonna be the hardest part about the entire pump removal and install is this bolt way down there where the extension's on right now. To get it started, I went at it just with this angle and I got the nut in the socket like that, and I'm just getting it hand tight right here. That way I'm not trying to bring the extension up all the way over here and fight it all the way going on the back side of the pump. I'll show you the angle that I'm gonna go at to get it snugged up. This is just so you don't drop the nut 900 times. All right guys, this is the angle I went on, all the way down there on the nut. Make sure this is not on. Neither is the oil fitting right there, because you have to go on the back side of both of those, so the extension is behind, like towards the bottom of the engine on that fitting. And it came up over here just on my extensions and swivels on the back. When at this angle, try to get it as straight as you can. I'm gonna try to move it with one hand. I had it way down there, tucked down there, so it was decently straight, but it was still definitely need a swivel on it still, but I got that on there. It's kind of tricky to get the swivel, to get the socket on the nut itself. What I did is I held my magnet down here, I stuck it onto the socket, and I used the magnet to guide the socket onto the bolt. It went on fairly easy. It really wasn't that bad. It's a lot harder taking it out. For me it was. I guess I didn't use this trick, so. Yep, that's the hardest part of this entire thing for me at least, is to get that bottom nut on. I'm gonna throw that one on. I'm gonna tighten these bottom two bolts right there. And I'm also gonna tighten this up all the way. It's 144 pounds and 1 3/16 inches. And I'll come back when all that's done. Got the return line on, got the oil fitting on, got the boost line hooked up. Coming down under here, that bolt right there goes to this bracket and it hooks up right there. It's all 10 millimeters. You have the two bolts going into the block and then that bolt at the very top with the bolt head on the right. I got that with a wrench. Like I said, all 10 millimeters. Okay, the pump is fully installed. Now I'm just gonna throw the linkage on real quick, this plate with the throttle linkage and all that. Gonna put that on there, and then I'll throw the injector lines on, and then the intake horn. And then she would be ready to fire up for you guys, but for me, I have to make one more intercooler pipe that goes from the intercooler to the new intake horn. This wasn't intercooled from the factory, so it's a 91. If you guys wanna watch me intercool this and learn the entire process, go ahead and go back to my channel. I have a playlist for it. I'm gonna go ahead and throw that bracket that has all the linkage on it, and then the injector lines, and the intake horn, and I'll come back when I'm done. Okay guys, and there we go. The P-pump is installed again, and the new Divine intake horn, the dual intake. That's all I got for you. Like I said, check out my other videos. There's playlists on my channel for it. See you guys on the next one.